Okay, let's talk about how quantity can become undetermined when doing a supply and demand graph. So let's go ahead and just draw one out. Okay. Okay. So here are some ways we can go ahead and use an example. So first, we can think of a scenario. So we can do the market as perhaps we can just do something simple like water. Okay. So when price is undetermined or like quantity is undetermined, that means what's going on with the graph is a double shift. So something's happening with both the demand and the supply. So for this scenario in particular, say the price of the water bottle increases. So, which could be due to increased production costs or higher perceived value, whatever. Therefore, if price increases of the water bottle, that means the demand of the quantity is going to decrease because less people are going to want to buy it. However, so if we say price is going to increase, then we know that the supply will decrease. And then that means also that demand will decrease because less people are going to want to buy it. However, if simultaneously the price decreases as well, which could possibly due to increased competition or whatever, the quantity demand will then rise. And therefore, this means more people are going to want to buy the water. So both these things are happening at once. That quantity is going to be undetermined because supply is going to be decreased. However, demand is going to be increased. So we're not going to really know how much quantity we truly have because both these things are happening at the same exact time. That's how we figure out undetermined quantity. When we have a double shift is when we basically either price will be undetermined or quantity will be undetermined. And in this scenario in particular, when we use price as our dictator, say price increases, that means supply will decrease. However, if price also during this time will decrease, that means demand is going to increase. And when both these things are happening, then the quantities, we're not going to know the exact quantity because we don't know how much the company can produce during this time when we have high demand, but we have low supply. So we don't know the exact amount of quantity, but we do know what's going on with the price. Okay, so we can say pretty much the same exact thing for price undetermined. So I already drew a supply and demand graph, and our scenario can be apples. So say the demand of apples increased because maybe, I don't know, more people want it for, like maybe people just want more apples. Maybe because there's maybe a new health trend, so more people are going to want apples, whatever the case may be. Demand will increase. However, at the same time, supply will also increase because say, farmers are producing more apples, whatever. So since there is two shifts happening, supply and demand, the price of the apples is going to be undetermined because we don't know exactly because these things are conversed with each other because for example, if the increase in demand is greater than the increase in supply, then the overall price can fall. But inversely, if the supply and demand is greater than the demand, if the supply is greater than the amount of demand, then the price can rise. So therefore, we can't really tell the exact price, like whether it's going to increase or decrease, because there's two things that are going on. Because as we know, when supply increases, price decreases. However, when demand increases, price increases. So since we have both these things going on, there's just too much for us to really understand what's going to happen with the price, if it's going to either increase or if it's going to decrease. Because as you can see, like supply is increasing, meaning price will decrease, and demand's increasing, meaning price will increase. Since both these things are happening at the same time, it's hard to tell which one's going to work because it honestly just depends. Therefore, we're just going to leave it at undetermined.